Hello, I'm R J Dent. I'm in my library looking at the works of Dante today, particularly the series of books known as the Divine Comedy. I've got, as you can see here, I've got two versions. The Penguin Classics version, which is translated into English by Dante Alighieri, and then a prose version, which is translated by John D. Sinclair. So we'll have a look at the Dante Alighieri's translation first. Three books in this series. The what's known as the Inferno, which is hell, Purgatorio, purgatory, and then Paradiso, which is, or in some it's heaven. But so there we have it, and the story is, as you may be aware, of Dante goes on a journey, and he's taken. If I read the blurb at the back, in hell, or Inferno, the first of the three parts, the poet is conducted by the spirit of the poet Virgil through the 24 circles of hell in the first stage of his arduous journey towards God. And it's this is the terza rima style, which is the 3 lines with the first, at the end of the first, the last word of the first line and the last word of the third line rhyming, and then the middle line being the rhyme that starts the next verse. Yeah, so a really good version this one is. It's an allegory, and it's an incredibly interesting story, beautifully rendered into English by Dorothy Sayers, and she's kept, as you can see, she's tried to keep the poetic form. Don't you can see that? Is that clear? Yeah, okay. So she's tried to keep the Dante's original line form. If I just read you the blurb for that one. In Purgatory, which is, according to Dante Alighieri, the tenderest, most subtle and most human section of the comedy, Dante struggles up the slopes of Mount Purgatory on the second stage of his journey towards God. And then finally in the Paradise one, in Paradise, which T.S. Eliot among others has found either incomprehensible or intensely exciting, Dante journeys through the encircling spheres of heaven towards God. And there you have the Divine Comedy in Dante Alighieri. Now the prose version, which I really like this version, and as you can see, it's just it's a bilingual edition. So we have the Italian there, and then we have the prose on the other page, facing page. So in Inferno, again, you know the story. So Dante travelling through the circles of hell, Dante travelling up Mount Purgatorio, and finally Dante struggling through paradise to reach God. And there we have the Inferno, the Purgatorio and the Paradiso of Dante, otherwise known as the Divine Comedy.